Roblox is a platform that allows for infinite customizability. This notion applies to features such as the games on the platform, user avatars, and more. This, along with the player base mainly being made up of kids, are both obvious facts about Roblox, and with this in mind, precautions should be taken to protect the children using it as best as possible. Of course, the moderation team has cracked down on certain things, however, I wouldn't be making this video if everything was just sunshine and rainbows, and today, I want to shed a light on a multi-platform issue that's been prevalent for years, that being Roblox Condos. For the uninitiated, condo games are explicit Roblox games that do in fact exist. However, you're not going to find them by simply searching for them, as anything regarding condos yield no results, and this is only natural as not only do Roblox's moderation team know about this issue, but content of this nature isn't allowed on the platform in any capacity according to their restricted content policy. Given that these rules exist, those who wish to circumvent them have to come up with ways to do so, and over the years this has indeed been the case. An example that comes to mind is one I mentioned in my R63 video, and for those who are unaware of what R63 is, they're basically explicit character models. The way in which users sneak these models through Roblox moderation was by hiding the inappropriate models within boxes, making them undetectable. And back in 2021, if you search for R63 boxes within the platform's game engine Roblox Studio and revealed its contents, you'd be met with a suggestive avatar. Today you'd be hard pressed to find them, as this loophole has since been patched, and searching for these boxes nowadays will only bring up either a message or a meme trolling whoever was searching for the R63 character models. Another example of content with mature themes sidestepping Roblox's policies is Meep City, specifically a feature within said game called Parties. Before we dive into this feature, however, it's important to lay out the groundwork and introduce not only the game itself but also its creator, Alex Neutron. He's been on the platform for a really long time, having created his account on December 15th, 2007, and over the years he's had many successful projects, with Meep City being his most popular. As a result of his success, he's managed to build quite a name for himself, not only having lots of followers on both Roblox and Twitter respectively, but even Roblox themselves recognized his massive achievement of his game being the first to reach 1 billion visits back in 2018. However, if we take a look at some of the replies underneath this tweet, we can see a prominent figure in the Roblox community going by the name Green Lego Cats, a YouTube channel that discusses moderation issues on Roblox among other things. The tweet by him that I wanted to highlight in particular says, quote, "Meep City is a copy of both Toontown and Club Penguin, where online dating for children and adults is allowed, and this now brings us back to the game itself, which on the surface is a bright and colorful hangout spot that's obviously meant for kids, and of course there's nothing inherently wrong with that notion. As long as proper moderation is in place, there shouldn't be any issues. However, back in 2016, when the Parties feature I mentioned earlier was first implemented, over the following years it would be heavily abused, with there having been a lot of themes present, as well as depictions of inappropriate character models, online dating among other disallowed elements. This problem would go on for years until finally on February 15th, 2022, mainstream media outlets such as the BBC covered the prevalence of inappropriate Roblox content, and I don't think it's any coincidence that the very next day, Meep City was temporarily shut down and placed under moderation review, only having been reopened after Alex Neutron had completely removed the party rooms feature. The point of me bringing these two situations up is to highlight the fact that Roblox has indeed had a lot of issues in regards to explicit content, bypassing their moderation in the past, and although some of the on-platform issues eventually get fixed, the subject of today's video isn't just a Roblox exclusive problem, but rather Discord seems to be the platform facilitating the existence of these Roblox condo communities, and I now want to dive into why this is a huge problem. Roblox condos or scented cons in concept have always existed to some degree, even prior to this issue becoming a pretty mainstream point of discussion, with one of the earliest instances of condo-like gameplay footage I personally found having been posted all the way back in March of 2013. One of the earliest mainstream news articles I found explicitly covering the topic was posted back in 2020 by CBS, and thankfully over the years public discussion has continued to take place. I personally found out about condos through one of Ruben Sim's videos, which led me to create my video, and over the years many creators have kept discourse around this issue going. Before we continue, I want to point out that my video is without a doubt flawed, so there's ground I want to cover once again. I also wish I wasn't so melodramatic, especially in the way I covered my interaction with the user I found in one of the condo games going by the name I'm 14 and Excited, because they very well could have not actually been 14 years old, and it could have been a grown adult behind the screen looking to become a minor, as child do in fact frequent these communities, and that's also a point I want to touch on later. To start things off, let's talk about the various Discord servers hosting these condo communities. In my previous video about condos, I mentioned that if you search for Roblox condos on YouTube, you'll find tons of videos frequently being released promoting their condo Discord servers, and while this is still true, you don't even need to look that hard to find these servers, as by simply searching for them in the app itself brings up a myriad of servers, a lot of them having thousands of members within them. One server name in particular that I recognize from my previous coverage is Heaven's Condo, and now I'd like to point out the fact that my video was posted 2 years ago, and at the time they only had around 28,000 members, which don't get me wrong is still a lot of people. However, today they have over 100,000 people, making them one of the biggest condo servers, and I now want to dive more into all of the communities I managed to find. As I mentioned earlier, there are tons of these freaking servers. Joined a bunch of them. Some of them say stuff like this: Dear Discord, we do not condone any selling, usage, creating of cheats. This server is mainly for Roblox games that are hard to find, which aren't harmful or dangerous at all. Now let's backtrack a bit and let's reiterate that Roblox is a kids game. Roblox Condos are essentially promoting Roblox games. Kids are most likely joining these games. YouTubers like Ruben Sim, Schlep, Gideon, among others, they have literally caught using these Roblox Condos, Discord servers and everything, so it is definitely not a safe place, and these games are hard to find because they are literally against Roblox's terms of service. This is a safe place to hang out and chat in. This is a mostly safe for work server, despite the fact that if you go to any other channel, you're gonna probably find NSFW stuff. As you can see there, there's no that I can't show, obviously. So yeah, we have another Discord server. It's called Roblox Condos. This server that essentially has the same exact message. It says they're a mostly safe for work server. However, if you go to the freaking general chat, freaking people are over here saying text me for free nudes. That's definitely not safe for work. Looking to send pics of my huge want to dirty the stranger, craving for some DMs open to rate ERP. I can rate you also, or to cheat on your boyfriend. Females only. Females chat me. DMs open. Where are the... Yeah, you get the point. Also, not to mention there's a freaking whole entire NSFW channel full of... So as to why these servers are saying, Dear Discord, we're mostly safe for work server, it's absolutely mind-boggling, and the fact that these servers can be found by simply using the discovery feature is crazy, because according to Discord's discovery guidelines, content is not allowed in public spaces. Servers opting into any publicly viewable feature should be appropriate for audiences of all ages, 13+, but as we just saw, these servers promote, host, and allow NSFW conversations as well as inappropriate content. Moreover, a lot of the servers that are easily discoverable say that they're strictly for users 18 and up, which is pretty confusing given that the guideline we just went over said that publicly viewable servers should be appropriate for all ages. To add insult to injury, these big Roblox Condo servers are all being boosted, meaning that Discord is directly profiting off communities that promote explicit Roblox content. And speaking of the games themselves, contrary to my previous video about condos where it wasn't as difficult to access condo games, it's proven pretty much impossible to find any working public condos nowadays, at least in my personal experience, because any links leading to condo games are rendered obsolete within seconds due to Roblox cracking down heavily on them, which is good. Even with this being the case though, I've seen talks within the public condos channel of some of these servers about not wanting to go on Roblox Studio to play these games, or not wanting to join a private server, and given the demand for public condos and hubs, scammers capitalize on this and post links to condo games which claim that if you pay, you'll get a game pass for access. However, I know from firsthand experience that this is untrue, and even if there are hubs out there that might work, for example, I stumbled across Bright Hub, I'm willing to bet that given my past experience attempting to pay to get access, if I pay for any of these games that look like they get deleted in seconds anyways, I probably just get scammed, so it's probably not even worth investigating further. On top of this, I've seen servers that pretty much just post condo beam links, which are essentially fake Roblox links that prompt you to sign in with your account, and from there they have access to your login information. One last thing I tried doing while investigating is paying for access specifically within Heaven Condo server. Supposedly, if you go to these links and purchase the items via Roblox and create a ticket within the server, a staff member should be with you momentarily according to the little message, but I've tried multiple times and no one attended to my tickets, so I either got scammed, they're not accepting tickets, or I have to meet certain requirements in order to get access. Moving on, it seems the most efficient way to play condo games is by linking with someone via Roblox Studio, and this is an aspect about condo games and Discord servers that's so dangerous. I've seen tons of these servers with partner channels where people are essentially looking for e-hookups with other users, typically saying things like their DMs are open, as well as stating what they're into, what they're looking for, and looking to do within Roblox Studio condos. Fellow creator Jessica, in her video investigating Roblox's problem, she used a decoy account and came into contact with multiple grown men who were under the impression that she was a minor. They invited her to their condo games via Roblox Studio, and from there, they would go on to say and do some pretty gross things, to say the least. The name of one of the accounts she happened to run into was called Pablo Mitas, and it turns out this user has been banned. But I bring this up because I took a look at some of the accounts listed as a friend, namely Black Bunny 0, and taking a look at their friends, opened up a rabbit hole of Roblox users with inappropriate usernames and bios. One account called Tenketsui says that they're 16. It also says Studio, referring to Roblox Studio where condo games can be played. So essentially what they're doing here is the same thing that these Discord servers in their partner channels are doing, looking for somebody to play Roblox condo games with. Another account goes by the name Laying Pipe, and they claim that they're the best backbreaker, and they also mention their availability ostensibly for when they're able to link in Studio. This account called XXX Akaria says that they're only 13 and that they I'm not going to read this out. This account right here is called Teen6969. This account is called Les Subgirl72. This account is called Kitty Eater and asks the question, who wants Yeah. The absolute worst account I found not only has a goofy avatar, but their bio is completely in Morse code, and when translating it, it says the following. I'm not gonna be reading this out loud, you can pause and read if you want, but this is just absolutely freaking crazy, bro. The only part I want to point out is that it says no basic avatars and no minors, and yet this person right here is looking to do inappropriate things with someone on a platform full of minors, but I digress. Hopefully these accounts get banned at some point, as I'll be reporting them all, and not only through Roblox's platform does there exist the opportunity for to remove minors, but also on all of the aforementioned Discord servers. This is a huge problem that isn't exclusive to one platform, and each one respectively has to make changes, but going back to Condo Discord servers, these places are straight up cesspools full of these interactions don't stay contained in the digital world, as we have proof that they spill into real life, and I now want to talk about an example of a predator that approached someone under the impression that they were underage. Back in March of this year, both Schlepp and Gideon uploaded their respective videos showcasing their confrontation of a predator that approached their decoy in a Roblox Condo Discord server. His name is Matthew Thomas, he's currently 20 years old, and he was arrested in a public library located in Virginia where the two confronted him. Quote, upon arrival, deputies encountered a man who advised he was there to meet a female juvenile whom he had sent explicit photos. The man, identified as Matthew Thomas, was charged with the use of a computer to commit certain offenses with a minor. Additional charges may be pending. At the time of recording, he's currently in jail, and his case is still ongoing, meaning he hasn't been convicted, rendering him innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. I've only scratched the surface of this case, and to get a full picture of the story, I'd recommend you check out their videos, but unfortunately, there's so many more of these child out there, as both Gideon and Schlepp have made other videos about entirely different cases of Roblox Condo players that have been arrested. I now want to play a clip from Schlepp's video about their confrontation of Matthew Thomas, as it'll lead me to the next point I want to make to wrap this video up.
When I asked if Matt had done this in the past with other girls, he said yes. So what was Roblox's response to all this? Well, based on the last predator we helped get arrested, I wasn't expecting much. Back then, we submitted everything: chat logs, reports, proof, and Roblox ignored it until 3 weeks later, until our videos went live. So this time around, I went all in. I bought a printer and digitally printed every chat log. 10 minutes after this report went through, the account logged back in and started playing games. I don't think it was Matt. He is currently in jail right now, but at the time, we didn't know that. But this should have never happened either way. Roblox forces us to jump through these insane hoops to get them to look at real evidence. No, they don't tell us to mail it in, but they won't accept anything outside of a YouTube video, and when we do, they ignore it. This video here, we submitted a formal report, and as of right now, not a single account featured in this video is terminated. We have been asking Roblox for an internal contact for almost a year. We now have 4 arrests tied to our investigations. We've offered to handle things privately and quietly and professionally behind the scenes. We don't have to do that in any way, but we're doing it so stuff like this does not happen. But Roblox, they ignore us. They don't care, only until we go public. And Matt's account, it was finally banned the next day. Not because of anything mentioned in this video, but because a fan told me they reported the word mofo in his username. Here's the part I hate the most. I can't even show you half of the stuff I've seen while making these videos. Some of it is so disturbing, it keeps me up at night. The media's response to all this is asking why Squid Game is on Roblox. They should be asking David Baszucki directly why games like Public Bathroom Simulator and Meep City have millions, billions of visits. These predators, they could be wiped out with a few keystrokes. Ruben gave them the database.
Speaking of Ruben Sim, on April 22nd of this year, he announced via Twitter that a Discord bot he created called Row Cleaner had been banned by Discord. And for those who are unaware of what Row Cleaner is, essentially if you allow this bot into your server, it'll detect users who are part of NSFW Roblox Discord communities such as condo servers, which as we just established are full of, and ban them on the spot, ultimately keeping whatever community allows for this bot to operate that much more safe. However, apparently the reason for them banning the bot was because it was profiling Discord users based on quote-unquote protected characteristics. That is an insane reason to ban a tool that was realistically picking up on Discord Slack, as for years they've been allowing for servers promoting NSFW Roblox content to thrive on their platform. And again, not only do these servers promote inappropriate Roblox games and content, but they're also a way in which child find their next victims. By the look of things, neither Roblox or Discord seem like they're gonna do anything to protect their platform's users, especially the kids using them, because all they have to do is take a look at what issues these creators are bringing up in regards to the lack of moderation in certain aspects of their platforms and make changes instead of blocking them on Twitter, which comes off as extremely petty. At this rate, GTA 6, One Punch Man Season 3, another Playboi Carti album are about to drop before these platforms actually start caring about the safety of their users and taking these issues seriously.